guys, for this week's gardening. Just want to show you from this side. I'm always showing it from the other side, but this is where the side that faces the sun. It's my Pak Choy. It's only a couple of weeks old, like I said, and it's grown. You know, this downspout, you have nutrients in it. It's like hydroponics. It's called passive hydroponics. So no electricity. Usually in hydroponics you have some kind of aeration. If you go into a hydroponic shop, they're going to tell you to buy an air pump. You need an air pump. If you try to grow something like tomatoes, you will need it. But you can see all that basil up there, and let me scoot around here. Y'all remember? I mean, look at that basil, and you know that 16-gallon tote. There's no aeration in there. There's no bubbles. There's no algae. You know, same with my chard. You know, it's a little faded, but these guys are just growing on their own. You're not plugged in. You're not tied to electricity. You know, if you have your hydroponics and your power goes out, you have to have backup, or all your stuff dies because your water stops flowing. So, like I said, you know, this might not be the best way to do things, but for me, I'm on the road. Like I said, I left for 2 weeks. I came back and everything was still alright. You know, one small downspout that I had that's about 2 feet long was dried up because there's only half a gallon of water in it. But these guys here have grown. Started off with 3.5 gallons inside that downspout, and it's just about maybe to that bottom line on there, and I might put another gallon or two in it. So for 2 gallons worth of water, you know, this Pak Choy is ready to start eating. You know, they're not the big heads of Pak Choy, baby choy, toy choy, or whatever you want to call it, you know, you get in the store, but I don't try to grow them to that point. You know, these guys will get eaten too fast, and what I'll do is, let's cruise down here really quick. Then what I'll do is take some of that one right there in the center. That's Pak Choy. Take some of those guys and plant them out. See, that's your Pak Choy there too, but they're ready to eat. So I'll take a couple of those guys and plant out. What I'll do is, see, I have another one down here too. But look at all those. Like I said, I'm not doing anything to it. I planted that out like 2 weeks ago. I haven't done anything to it. No weeding, no watering, no electricity, you know, nothing. So, you know, that to me, like I said, is it the best way to do things? You know, probably not. I've seen commercial hydroponic growers, and that's how I got into all of this, is I was watching all the films on all the hydroponic growers. And then, like I said, then I saw Dr. Kratky, some of his stuff. This is a little mix of bio-intensive farming, a little mix of Larry Hall's rain gutter grow system, a little mix of Dr. Kratky's passive hydroponics. So it's a mix of everything. So I've been just experimenting for a while and just want to share with y'all, you know, that if you haven't got the time for gardening, you know, you don't have the time, you know, this is actually the way to go. And this is right here. See all these guys? Those are $1 containers. That's a $1 container. And I'm just experimenting. Like I said, as usual, I put a little reflective duct tape. Was at the dollar store too for $1. You know, and it keeps that water cool, reflects the light. And just planted those guys out about a week ago, and they look like they're doing fine too. So reason why I experiment with so much Pak Choy, besides the fact that I just love it so much and it's versatile, like I can take that and chop it up and just eat it like a salad, or you can put it in a stir fry. When you let them, you know, get bigger, the white, you all know you get Pak Choy, the little white stalks are like crunchy, so you get the leafy green and the crunchy, the different textures at the same time. But they're just so easy to grow, and these guys are, it's 90 degrees in the sun over here on this side. My thermometer said 95 degrees the past couple days, and these guys are sitting out here. I don't water it, I don't do anything, and they're growing by themselves. Now this guy here, he's kind of big. Usually we don't let it get to that extent, and you'll see that around the back half of it is all eaten off. That, you know, that was us eating it. But this one was planted out before we left town, and that was made with a little pencil box, if you can see on the bottom there, a $1 pencil box. And I know that that was not enough water. It doesn't hold as much water as those. That was not enough water for 2 weeks. So I just let it go. You know, I didn't stress about it because I knew I could just plant it out in 7 days, have another crop. But when I came back, you know, it was all laying down and limp. My wife came back before me, and it was laying down and limp and dried out. You know, not totally dead, but she threw some water in there. I told her, you know, I was just going to replant it, and she said, well, it might be all right, and she put water in there, and we've been refilling that reservoir on the bottom there like every 2 days, and that bad boy just keeps growing, and I just keep getting salads out of it. So I usually don't let it go that big, but I'm going to go ahead and let him go as far as, you know, until it seems like he's not any good anymore. And like I said, I'll walk you around the back half of it. You know, we've been munching off of it, but there's that. Don't get too dizzy, but I want to show you real quick the amaranth that y'all have been seeing. Like I said, this amaranth looks pretty cool with the little green pool inserts, and the amaranth is red in that. But let me try not to get in, cast a shadow. But you can see they're starting to go to seed. I'm going to go ahead and let those go to seed, cut those off, put them in a sandwich bag, and get me some more seeds to grow some more amaranth. But you can see there's a ton of seeds on there. And, you know, for that amount, you know, that little downspout, you know, I've got like 4 or 5 of them, you know, maybe 6 in each one there and 2 over there. So, you know, it doesn't take very many microgreens to get you to this stage where you can be eating the leaves in that. But let me spin you around again and see the back of this. That's where, you know, it came in and just chopped it off. Some of them are growing back, but, you know, that was salad time. You know, a little soy and ginger and agave. You know, it's awesome. So, see, and you just come in and just start, you know, chop it, toss it on your salad, toss it on your soup, just use it on everything. I'm gonna spin you around one more time and then we'll call it quits. But here's sorry, let's zoom out a little. Get out of the shade. See, we still have all this Pak Choy going. So you got Pak Choy everywhere because it's just so hardy and it's growing right during the summer. But last thing I want to show y'all. Anybody know what that is? That's our Stevia. I'm going to do a whole one episode just on the Stevia. This one was a little seed that floated off in a yard, and I noticed it started growing, and so I stuck him inside of one of our downspouts. You know, he's a little tiny guy, and now that's, you know, all the Stevia you need for juices and smoothies and stir fries and everything. So let me let y'all go. We'll see you next week. Keep on growing.